Cool. So let's kick things off. I'm just yeah. So like I think this is super exciting because this is the first like proper AMA that we've done in Discord. So it's like super. It's great to start being in a position where we can start to host people in our Discord server. So yeah. And I guess before we start as well, like the EntropyFi team is going to be giving away $100 worth of ERP, which is their native token, to the top 5 questions which were selected prior to the AMA. So we did sort of a campaign on Twitter, and a number of you submitted your questions. So we're going to be going through some questions that I've prepared, and then we'll be asking some of the questions that were submitted up on Twitter. So I want to introduce Jenny. So Jenny, thanks for joining. It's great to have you on our Discord AMA.
It's nice to thank you for having us here.
No worries. Well, I mean, it's probably worth setting some context in terms of like, for those who are, meeting you for the first time, are you able to share a little bit about yourself and your role at EntropyFi and, how you found yourself getting involved in DeFi?
Yeah, for sure. So if you don't know me, my name is Jenny from the blog. My Twitter is at JNIE_C, and I'm the CEO at EntropyFi. So I got into DeFi after attending a conference called Consensus in 2019 in New York, and I just haven't been able to jump out of the rabbit hole ever since. And then I want to do like a quick introduction, before I hand the mic off to the Johnny D, he's our BD. So PvP, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm the product designer at EntropyFi. I also do some business development stuff. I went to DeFi because I wanted to buy Chainlink in 2017. Back then it was only listed on Ether Delta and MakerDocs. So that's how I got into DeFi. I guess if you count Ether Delta as kind of like the very first DeFi protocol.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome. And so Jenny or Johnny, like for those who aren't familiar with the project that you guys are leading, like EntropyFi, like how would you explain EntropyFi to somebody who maybe hasn't heard about you and is interested to learn more?
I'll answer that. So EntropyFi has been delivering exotic derivatives products. So far we launched lossless prediction market, code-free hedge, break-free leverage, which users can participate without liquidation risk. And we're currently designing option products that can help curb the sell pressure of different tokens.
Whoa, okay, so that's awesome. And I know that you guys have like a few sort of new products and things you're really excited about that you're sort of building out. And you're mentioning some of those sort of more sort of exotic products. Like, can you help us understand some of the products you're most excited about?
Yeah, for sure. So one thing, like all our products have something in common, which are lossless. So meaning that you will retain whatever you originally deposit, and that also means that you won't lose your principal funds. The return that we deliver is funded by like yields of the assets, either from the lending interest or native rebase interest.
Awesome. And you guys, okay, so you guys have some very interesting names for your products. Like one of them is called like Cope-free Hedge. So
yeah.
you like what's that all about? Like what is a Cope-free Hedge product?
Yeah. We launched Cope-free Hedge specifically designed for rate-based tokens. So with Cope-free Hedge, you can protect the value of your rate-based token portfolio. It's called Cope-free because you don't actually have to sell a portion of your portfolio to lock in the gains. So if the price of the rate-based token goes up, you still retain your full portfolio. But if the price of the rate-based token goes down, you can get extra rate-based reward funded by the counterparty. And the extra rate-based reward can help offset the loss. So this code-free hedge strategy is also positive EV for the community too, because people don't have to actually sell the token to risk off, and this will help the price dynamics of the community.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a really cool idea because I mean, yeah, you're getting these tokens via rebases, and you've kind of got this really cool strategy that can work with those, you know, while maintaining the principle that you've put in at the beginning. So it's a cool little thing, like sort of yeah, in terms of having that sort of top up, and you be able to use those for your predictions. So that's cope-free hedge. Like, there's another one you've got called rect-free leverage.
Yeah.
So how does the cope-free hedge? Okay, I think I understand that. So, like, how does rect-free leverage work?
Yeah, so rect-free leverage is a liquidation-free alternative to a 9-9 strategy. I love 9-9, and I love putting a multiplier on top of that already insane APY. But 9-9 is risky, especially for a volatile asset. So with 9-9, with rect-free leverage, you're wagering your rebase reward for leveraging your portfolio. And if the price does increase as predicted, you'll receive extra rebase reward funded by the counterparty. So those who are doing the cope-free hedge. And now you get more of that token, and the price of each token also increases. And even in the very worst case, let's say if you made a wrong prediction, if the price goes down, well, you still have your original deposit. So that's the upside with rect-free leverage.
Nice. I really like how you guys are designing these sort of derivative products around like new things that are sort of arising in DeFi and helping people, develop alternative strategies to how they might want to have exposure to assets. So like there's like rect-free leverage, there's cope-free. Like, tell me a little bit about like EntropyFi as a project, and like, I guess, like, how did this venture come into being, and I suppose, like, what are your thoughts and visions for the future of EntropyFi in terms of as you keep shipping new products?
So in terms of development, we launched, like we mentioned earlier, we launched the lossless prediction market, the cope-free hedge, and rect-free leverage. And we also have pretty cool partnerships with like BondBridge, Aavegotchi, and Vesk. So currently, we're working closely with like rebase token pioneers, including like Olympus DAO. I know you guys are also partnered with ARCx and Reductor Cartel. We also receive grants from Aave DAO, Oasis Network, and Polygon. So like right now, and what's coming in the future is like we're designing a new option product that will eventually like lift in the use of the utility of ERP. Also, our vision is to build the next generation of DeFi derivatives that maximize capital efficiency and also allow rebase token stakers to capitalize on short-term price movement without getting liquidated.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, and like, so you've got like you're really partnering with a lot of different projects in the space. So I thought that, like, since you're in the ARCx Discord, it might be a good way to plug like what we've got in the future, and like maybe also like what you foresee the future partnership with ARCx and EntropyFi, sort of where you see that heading at the moment.
Yeah, so I think ARCx can provide projects like us a proven track record of each individual users, and then we can use that to incentivize people to use our program more often. So, for example, what we can do is that we can add ERP token holding scores, and then we can decide what are some of the benefits we want to give out to people with a very high holding score. So people have been supporting us from the very beginning. And the second thing we want to do is that we also want to add prediction winning scores for people who are using our prediction products and have become quite successful for it. Like, one of the potential future use cases is that, for example, if we saw somebody who has a 70%, 80% chance of winning the prediction games on EntropyFi, then naturally your reaction will be, okay, let me follow this person. Let me follow whatever prediction that this person will be doing in the future. So those are some of the future utility that we think ARCx and EntropyFi could collaborate on.
Yeah, thanks, Johnny. And it's been awesome like working with you and the team because like yeah, there's like so much opportunity and we're really excited like on the ARCx side to be working with you guys just because you kind of see like where we're going and what we're doing and yeah, it's really awesome to be working with yourself and the broader EntropyFi team. Yeah, it's awesome. And so I guess like that's kind of like where we're heading. Like what are there any upcoming EntropyFi events that like ARCx passport holders can participate in?
Yeah. So what we have in store is that we're planning for a snapshot mining event for the ARCx passport holders. And currently we're working on the details on how we're going to allocate that reward amongst all the passport holders. Yeah, and we'll announce the details very soon.
Awesome. Yeah, so definitely like keep across the announcements channels, keep across like our Twitter. It's something that we're going to be like sharing with everyone very shortly around the details of that and how you can get involved in that snapshot mining reward that EntropyFi is working on doing for passport holders. Okay, so I've got a list of questions here that have come in from the Twitter community, and I figured like what I might do is then like read them out, and we can kind of the EntropyFi team can answer the questions that have been posted on the AMA tweet. So the first question comes from Antran 59132301 and their question is EntropyFi uses set and forget strategies. Can you tell us what that means? What are the advantages / disadvantages? How will this set and forget strategy benefit users who are trading with ERP? And why did you decide to use this strategy on your platform?
Okay. Yeah, so that's actually a great question. So the set and forget, we actually put this in our Git book, is referring to our compound feature. So your principles and the winning of this round will be automatically enrolled to the next round. So like for example, in the bull market, the easiest strategy is to just set your position to long, and it'll keep rolling. So you don't have to keep coming back, because you have a higher chance of winning. So that's why we call it the set and forget.
Awesome. Thanks for that. So the next one is from Hussy Heidi. I'm a sponsor. I get ERP. What's next?
Yep. So very soon, we are going to launch ERP single token staking. And ERP single token staking will allow anyone to deposit their ERP tokens and lock it in the long term, and which then they can earn the reward. So this is similar to the VE tokenomics model that Curve has been employing. And in addition to this long-term staking plan, we're also developing some option products where the ERP token could be used for example, as a collateral. And on top of that, we also are designing some leaderboard feature where the ERP token can be useful in that.
Awesome. So our next question is from Jong Albert. Can you explain what is the purpose of creation of EntropyFi in DeFi? As a matter of fact, the DeFi market is blocking the prediction market. How does EntropyFi overcome these obstacles? How did you manage to integrate the idea of prediction into the DeFi market?
Yep. We designed EntropyFi. I think that one of the biggest selling point for EntropyFi is the lossless feature of it, and it allows all users to engage in market speculation without taking too much of risk. And even I would even argue that in some cases, to users almost feel like they can speculate in the market with the free money which is generated on the interest. And there is this effect called house money effect in the traditional finance research area. It shows that actually when you offer this low risk option to users, you can observe that people they will do more speculation, and you will generate greater volume for the platform. So this is why we think this loss is really a great feature to have. It's a great product to offer to people.
Great. So we have another question here from Zek Tran. What about someone becoming a sponsor to a game on your platform? What are the procedures in becoming a sponsor, and can you tell us the incentives attached in sponsoring a game?
Yeah, so in our regular lossless prediction market games, we have two roles. So one is sponsor and one is player. So player will predict whether the price will go up and down or down, and the sponsors they will boost the APY of the game for the players. So like, how do you become a sponsor? It's super easy. You just go to the sponsorship page and enter the amount that you wish to sponsor, and the sponsors will also get to mint ERP. So this is also another super popular incentive for our current sponsors, because they know that we'll cut down the emissions soon, meaning like it'll be harder to mine or mint ERP. And like we mentioned about like we'll have like ERP will take a huge part in a new product. So if you want to mint ERP, like I would suggest to like be a sponsor to our games.
Great. So the final question in today is from Donald Duckbad. Can a sponsor be a player? What happens to the team's deposit once real sponsors are gotten? Considering that the team deposited to Treasury as sponsors for a cold start.
Yeah, so we mentioned like there are players and sponsors, right? And then the question was, can a sponsor be a player? It's definitely a yes. So we do see a lot of people like being a sponsor and a player at the same time at the same game. So so how that would work is that you will boost the APY of the game and you'll mint ERP on the side, and you can also enjoy the reward from the bright predictions at the same time. So it's like a win-win-win game. And like another strategy is that we'll see not only if be a sponsor and a player at the same time, they also bet on two different positions. So you're guaranteed win like in every game, every round.
Great, thanks for that, Jenny. So they were the 5 questions. They were the 5 questions that were picked. If you are in the AMA at the moment, like claim your prize by essentially DMing the ARCx Twitter and use the secret word trance, TRANCE, or trance. And I just came up with that because the intro song.
You played the music.
Yeah, I was like, when the questions were coming out, I was like, oh man, what's the secret phrase going to be? I haven't written that down. So yeah, trance, TRANCE. DM it to ARCx, and if one of your questions was picked today, like we'll get in touch to make sure that those rewards are sent promptly to your wallet. EntropyFi guys and women, like thank you so much for coming on. Like there's going to be some things that we'll be announcing in the Discord soon. I guess like before we go, like is there anything you want to shout out or anything you want to say to the audience before we wrap up?
Yeah, so we do have like partnerships with ARCx and also like other projects coming up. So I would encourage people to like follow us on Twitter, just because we will like announce a lot of news on Twitter, and that's most of our outlet. And yeah, and also like right now we have ambassador programs and our Discord channel. I see some of our ambassadors are attending this MA, and yeah, thank you guys for being here. And like I think our community is like pretty welcoming. So if you have any questions about today's AMA, like if the questions weren't answered, like feel free to join our Discord. We'll be happy to answer your questions.
Thanks, Jenny. Thanks, Johnny. Really appreciate you coming through, and yeah, really excited to see where our partnership goes. And yeah, I'm really pumped. It's awesome working with you guys.
Yeah, me too.